Someone was asking what method I use. I don't know. I taught myself how to solve these, so people have told me a few different methods that it looks like, usually a combination of beginner and some other term that I don't remember, but I've never looked up methods. I learned how to solve these in college by trial and error, so that's how I solve them. I solve it the way I figured in my head to solve them is my methodology is solving layers. So that's why I'm not a speed cuber, because speed cubers could do like 5-10 seconds. But I'm just solving like layers, like from the bottom up, because I know the center is never going to change and I know how to manipulate everything else. And so that's what I do. I solve from the bottom. I always start with white so it's consistent as far as visually, so I can go faster. And I basically solve white. I consider the bottom, the top, the bottom at the start.
Holy butt stuff a donation.
How long I'm going to go with this? Well, I'm going to go till we get 54,000 subscribers. So yeah, for me, this is what I consider the bottom or bottom, even though it's the top, and that's why at the end I flip it or whatever. But yeah, so I don't have any like actual official tuber methods, or cuber methods, and I'm very slow compared to speed cubers because of it, because I've never bothered to look them up, because that's not ever what the cube was to me. For me, it was just always solve it. So my methodology lines up with, I guess, again, most people have said beginners mixed with something else. So I guess it would make sense that teaching it to myself through trial and error would get me whatever method you would teach a beginner, because it's probably the most simplistic method. But that's the way I taught myself, and that's the way I do it. So here we are. When I learned how to do Rubik's Cubes, I didn't realize there was a whole like series of different methods people would use. I thought you just kind of figured out how to do it and then you continued to do it after you figured it out, but apparently there's a lot of other ways to do it. I don't really have much interest in learning those other ways. I enjoy the method that I do because it works. Yes, I've tried different Rubik's Cubes. As a matter of fact, give me a second here. Where is it? Come on. Let me grab one real quick. Ugh. One of my personal favorites. Oh, damn. How did it get over there? Okay. So this is one of my personal favorites. It's a 3D cube. I'm not going to be solving this cube because it's too reflective. You know, face, whatever. But that's one of my favorites. It solves the same as these. I've solved other ones that don't solve the same as this.
You made a bad decision. Good job.
Usually they take me a long time. There we go. 9 more subscribers and I can stop solving this cube.
Somebody new sort of likes me.
Let's go. You emailed me again, Sykes? What about this time? Damn it. Oh, no, it didn't get shipped today because we were having fucking issues at my house with family members and getting the Boomer Doomer. It'll be going out tomorrow, and I will be, once it goes out, I'm going to be sending you a tracking number. So, you'll know exactly where it is when you get the tracking number. Anywho, Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, so most steps, again, the cube maestros say that most of my steps, especially the way I start it is more of beginner method, but then like my middle steps, I don't remember which method they said it was, but my middle steps veer away from beginner, but my startup and my finish, essentially they say is what's used in beginner method, but my middle is not. That's what I've been told by most people who watch the way I do it. And every now and then, if I see something different on the cube, I'll solve it a completely just random way. If I'm like, oh, I think I could do this and just kind of fuck around with it. And usually that throws cubers off. They're like, wait, what did you do? I was like, I don't know. I just kind of understand this, and that made sense at the time. Yeah, this sweatshirt. Orange is always sus. You can get these on Teespring. Because, you know, I got that dope merch hookup. I got so distracted during this solve so many times. So slow. Slow. I don't know what my middle layer is. Again, you if you're gonna try to like analyze this as a cuber, you're looking at the wrong one. You're looking at someone that just knows how to solve this, not someone who's been taught how to solve it.
So you're following me now.
So it's very
You've
different.
made a bad decision. Good job.
Anytime I've tried to talk shop with someone who's a cuber, it doesn't go anywhere because I am not one. I just know how to solve this thing. I understand how it works. And my methods and my thought process is far, far removed from what a cuber would do. I like fucking with these too. That's always fun. You know, for the OCD people. Giving them the stuff of nightmares. You're still baffled how I actually taught myself? Well, I've been told in my life that I'm a smart cookie, so that's probably how. Look, I mean, in the olden days of the cubes, everybody had to teach themselves, right? Whoops. Let's do this. No, let's go like this. Nope, this way. There we go. It's not the best pattern. I like this pattern. See, this is kind of a fun little pattern. I like doing stuff like this, weird ass patterns. All that jazz can be fun for the enthusiast. Notice a lot of people who have just been taught specific cube solving methods aren't very good at doing other manipulations like this. That's one thing I've noticed that's pretty common for people who are early in the cubing community who just have learned like beginner's method and shit or whatever they say. I don't know. I'm not in the cubing community. That's the way I've interpreted it. And when I've seen folks like that who are like, oh, I learned how to solve it, and they take like a couple minutes to solve it, usually with what they call the beginner method, which it doesn't take me a couple minutes to solve it. It takes me usually between 30 and 55 seconds to solve it. But they generally aren't able to even do simple manipulations to the cube like this because they just don't understand how it works. All they know are patterns to get it where they want it to go based on certain visual cues. So I always think that's kind of a shame that they don't actually understand what they're doing. They're essentially following an instruction manual blindly, which I've seen a lot of them even solve it, and they're just so limited by the steps that sometimes they make it a lot harder on themselves. Hardest cube I've ever solved, which I only solved once and will never solve again, is this. I've tried to solve it again and failed, but I did solve this once, and
Somebody new sort of likes me.
I don't think it's happening again. It was a nightmare. But I've solved this thing one time. I could probably look up how to solve it again if I really wanted it to get solved, but no. You can rewind. I don't use a method, Air Canada, at all. I taught myself how to solve it, so I don't have a method. I don't know the methods. People who have observed me say that I start with beginner method, my middle is some other method, and I end usually beginner method, but sometimes I end with a variance. Again, it's because I just taught myself, so it doesn't really perfectly align with the commonly used methods. It just kind of hodgepodges them together, because that's kind of what happens when you're not using pre-established methods. You're just kind of manipulating the cube from trial and error. Took me about a semester of college before I was able to solve it. That was about how long I was fiddling with it before I had a consistent method that would lead me to solve. Just a lot of things of seeing, if I do this, what happens? And the principle that I relied on to teach myself was the center never changes. So figure out how to make everything else, do what you want it to do. The center pieces won't change.
Somebody new sort of likes me.
Ready, go. And I ended up finding my way into, again, methods that a lot of people use, especially for beginners, which makes sense to me that I would find myself into a lot of beginner methods.
Holy butt stuff, a donation.
You should react to more by K/DA. I don't know what that is, but maybe. So yeah. This is what it looks like, I guess, when someone's just taught themselves how to solve it. Most of my method is beginner method, again, which just makes sense, because why would I be something that's not beginner method when I'm self-taught? They probably make the easiest methods for beginners, and I would assume if I'm teaching myself, I'm going to find the easiest way to do it. I'm not going to try to make it more difficult for myself. I've found a few things that make it faster. I've thought about I could research the faster cubing techniques, but at the same time, I really like being one of the few people that I know of that just solves these without all the methodology or memorized algorithms and patterns. I mean, I've memorized them now at this point in a different way, but I don't know. I enjoy just, I don't know, being pure, that this is just me solving it. And it's not like, hey, I'm using this method from this guy, or I'm trying to get a better time by doing this method. I just enjoy that this is something that I've just taught myself how to do. And while I love cubes, I don't see myself ever really becoming a part of the cuber community as it were. Not for anything against them, but just because to me, this means something different. This is just something that was kind of fun for me to challenge myself to figure out how to do, and I continue to do it as kind of like an anxiety release and enjoy myself. It's a lot harder with these gloves on, I will say. But yeah. I do not have a triangle one, but I do have this one. This one's a bitch too. I've solved this twice. And then the second time I solved it, I left it alone. Because I was like, I don't want to try to solve this again. Oh boy. This was no. Alright, so we're going to solve this bitch again. I guess that's what we're doing. That's what the title of the stream is. We're solving over and over again until 54,000 subscribers. We're a few subscribers away. Hopefully the algorithm sends some randos to the channel who go, huh, this dude's just solving Rubik's Cubes. I guess I could subscribe for that. Or, half the people who watch the channel aren't subscribed, so maybe a couple lurkers will decide that this is the moment. This is the moment that they do the right thing. Hi, just here to bump the donations up more. Someone top this. Hey, I appreciate you, Swanky. Appreciate supporting the channel. It means a lot. Alright. Oh, shit. Tease gloves. Ah! Did it again. Sometimes you're just doing like your motor memory, and then when it slips, you're like, where am I? What am I doing? Want to play Among Us? No, I'm solving this until 54,000 subscribers. Can't you read? That's what we're doing. I'm not playing Among Us until 54,000 subscribers. I'm solving this cube over and over again. So let me kind of walk you through my mindset on this. Why am I not on Indie Amplify anymore? I think there was a great purge on Indie Amplify. Because like everyone and their mom was trying to be on it, and I think I was purged in the Great Purge, and the only people they really left on there are people who have like pretty high Spotify and stream numbers, which that is not me. My music is not that popular. So myself and like a lot of the other smaller ones like Gatsby and Blindsight, we all got axed in the Great Purge. Minman, someone said top. There he goes. Yeah, this Among Us hoodie though, you can get your own. Look at little wee Skeem in the background, sus and orange. They are available on Teespring. Teespring.com. You can follow my links on any of my descriptions, or actually I could probably just drop one in here. I don't know if it's, yep, there it is. All right, so I'm about to pin this hoodie if you want to get one. New song was nice, thank you. Let's wait for it to it'll only be on YouTube, so Twitch people, it's gonna be pinned on YouTube. It's probably gonna take a second. I guess I'll show you guys, especially the speed cubers, who are actually cube competent. I'm gonna show you my mindset, my methodology. I don't sound sad. Pebbles had to get in here and flex. I don't sound sad. This is just my like calm voice. All right, so this is my. Why did this not work? Damn it. Sorry, this merch doesn't want to pin. There it goes. All right, so now in YouTube, you could see if you want this hoodie, it's pinned, so you can go to the link. All right, so I'm going to show you the way I do it in my head, the way I taught myself how to solve it. So my first thing is I want to solve this top. Okay, so that's my mindset, is I need the white to be solved. And when I'm solving the white, you know, I just do this basic thought of whenever I solve something, it needs to solve all the way down. So if it's white on top, it needs to be,
yes,
if this side's always going to be green, so this is going to have to be green. I don't know why you popped up for me, but take a hundo and a sub. You seem pretty cool. Go buy more Rubik's Cubes with this. Bro, Slatty, the YouTube algorithm has brought you to the channel. Man just drops $100. He's like, I don't know you, but here's a hundo. Bro, appreciated. I don't think I've ever seen someone new to the channel just drop dollars like that. That's crazy. Everyone give Slatty some love in the chat. YouTube. Holy hell. That's impressive. Never seen that shit. Damn. Trippy says so hot. Here I am just explaining Rubik's Cubes. This man's like, sub for the guy with the Rubik's Cubes. Swanky, yep, that was me. Let's keep this going. Also, I'm hyped for the album, man. I pre-ordered. Glad you pre-ordered the album. I'm excited. Boxing up all the pre-orders today was such a cool experience. I've been doing music for a long time, and lots of that time was for other people. And it's cool to see people actually interested in this album. Okay, back to the methodology that I use. So like this one for me, it's no good because this is blue, right? I can't have red where blue is. So that's like my first thing is get one side solved, and make sure that as I continue, it's going to, in my head, I call it stay solved. It's going to stay solved. So I'm not satisfied until everything lines up with everything else. And now a lot of times when I do this, sometimes I'll skip to have the first 2 layers done. Sometimes I won't. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So sometimes the whole cube will look like this when I'm done with the white, where it's like this is fully solved, right? Other times I'll leave these corners unsolved. It really depends where everything's lining up and what I think is going to be the easiest for me. And just how my brain's working at the time. Just watched the vid, very cool. Just gotta stave off spending for the holiday. Yeah, I know the holidays are coming up. That's why we're giving away consoles for the holidays. We got the PS5 this weekend. We're giving away a PS5, and next weekend the weekend after that we're giving away an Xbox Series S. So I'm excited to be able to give those to people right before Christmas. And we just gave away an Xbox Series X last week. All right, so and holidays around here, we've already started celebrating for Christmas. See the Christmas lights behind me? Oh yeah, we got that decor up. I know Thanksgiving, but Mrs. Skeem really wanted Christmas lights, and I did not have a problem with that. So anyway, so then I got this way. Sometimes I have it all like this by the time I'm done with white. Sometimes I leave these little doohickeys open. So then, you know, you got to fix that. It's really easy to move this stuff. I mean, you basically just got to move it over. Like this guy, I need this guy, this red and blue, over in the corner of red and blue. And it's really easy to manipulate that. I just have to move him out of the way. And then I move this guy down. And I move him back in the way. And he's in there, right? And these are the kind of things that people memorize as patterns, I guess. But for me, I never really, when I was teaching myself, I never really had it as a pattern that I memorized. It was more of just a concept that I learned, right? Because I taught myself, I see it differently. It's just a concept that I learned of, hey, I need this red, or this orange and green needs to be in this orange and green corner, obviously. So how do I get it in there? Well, I need to move it out of the way and move this down so it's available. And then I've got it slotted right where I need it. And then I just put it back up there. So I think the way I describe solving a cube is a lot different than someone who's a speed cuber, because they think of the cube in terms of movement. I've heard them talking about it. They're like, they'll say like left or right or forward. Like they think about it in movement. I think about it in concept.
Somebody new sort of
because
likes me.
I think that's the difference when you've taught yourself this compared to learning a method. And obviously learning a method is going to make you solve it faster than I solve it. So I'm just kind of giving you the difference here. And then after that, you know, all I've got left is this side. And this side is this is what took me the longest to figure out. This part didn't take me that long to figure out in college, probably like a week or two. But this, on the other hand, I don't already have 54K. Do I? Did it just update? Oh yeah, YouTube just added 20 subs that they dropped for me earlier today. YouTube is on a wild one. Whatever. I'm gonna finish this explanation first though. 50. YouTube had dropped 20 subs. I thought people unsubbed for me today. Apparently YouTube just made it disappear. But let's go ahead and finish what we're talking about though. So this is the part that took me the longest. Was figuring out this top layer. Figuring out this top layer took me forever. So what I realized I needed to do was slowly and methodically move these things around the same way that I moved them around up here, right? And so that just took trial and error to see how I could move this. And so I really just got it to the point of, first I want to line up like these bits. So I learned that I could do that just by rotating. Then I needed to solve the same way I would on the top, solve these down. And this took me this probably took me a month. Just this alone, it took me a month to figure out how to flip-flop these guys. Like, how do I move them from where they are? And this is just something that's just, I always have to do more of a pattern rather than a concept, because I learned what pattern would let me do that. And then you've got it solved down, and then you got the corners, and then it's really about just moving the corners around, which is a very similar pattern to how I moved those around. So that didn't take me very much time to learn. Once I learned how to move those around, moving these corners around was easy because it was a very similar mechanic and similar process. And then you have to just solve these. And this was also something I learned very quickly with the cube, that if you did a certain pattern in any spot of the cube, you would rotate it one piece and everything else ends up exactly where it was before. And that's something that you use throughout solving the cube if you're solving it the way I am. And that's it. That was kind of the mental method that I learned, or that I taught myself, I should say, to solve this, which lines up closely to beginner's method from what cubers tell me. But that's just that's me explaining where my mindset was. But we've done it. Can you give me a history lesson on the Rubik's Cube? No, I don't know the history of it. We have hit the 54,000
sort of likes me.
and got donations I was not expecting from new friends. So thanks and welcome. But we hit 54,000 subscribers, and I continually solved the Rubik's Cube throughout that adventure. And hopefully all the new subscribers, you stick around for the weird-ass content on this channel. No, I'm not showing my face. That'll be at 100,000. So, until next time.
So you're following me now.
I
You've made a
scheme,
bad
you
decision.
scheme. We
Good
all
job.
scheme for ice cream. Bye.
Let's have some fun. Lace up the Skechers from under the tongue. It's a little party for the losers. Most of us are coming from a family of abusers. It's our time, don't give a fuck. Talk about the ramps we made and places we snuck. People shaking their heads at the punk rock kids. We were hated way before we ever sucked at this. I don't really care what you think, no. You hated me when I played normal. So why would I listen to your proposal? Kiss my ass, full exposure, read my dick for closure. They're crying, everybody pining. Our antics, grand when they're combining. You'll find me, therapists behind me. We're lying, skipping school is fine, see. They taught us, we're not worth a dime, please. Remind me, why should I be trying? Kids. Every single day, leaving home I'd run away, thinking I won't go back, insecurity will make me stay in our place. Everybody is a loser, whether skating and life lane or just rocking on our scooters. Doesn't matter, we're all here enjoying what we can. They call us edgy hippies, think we care about the man, but honestly our plan is not to never give a damn. It's escape from all the people who will never understand. I don't really care what you think, no. You hated me when I played normal. So why would I listen to your proposal? Kiss my ass, full exposure, read my dick for closure. They're crying, everybody pining. Our antics, grand when they're combining. You'll find me, therapists behind me. We're lying, skipping school is fine, see. They taught us, we're not worth a dime, please. Remind me, why should I be trying? Don't ever think that this is something that needs fixing. We're just the kids who in plain sight still somehow went off missing. They're crying, everybody pining. Our antics, Turns out everybody hates me, only 10 and a reel in hazing. I would say this stuff don't faze me, but I ain't crazy, well not yet maybe. Set the stage for a brand new drama, skinny boy with a vengeful mama. All the stuff they say at church, it kinda hurt, but my mom's feels worse. So go out and get scorned, then go home and get more. My true self looks deformed, I try my best, but I can't conform. But here's a trick, to deal with little pricks. A blow to the face only hurts a bit if you predict the hit, bitch, I'm inviting it. I ain't making friends, I know how this ends. Dealer gave me 10, so hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You say that I'll break, boy this money's fake. I'd rather give so take and hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. They say I'm counting cards, but I'm just hiding scars. You know I won't go far, just trying to hit par. My birdie's in the air, but life ain't playing fair. Wait till I hit some green, these souls will bogey me. Come on, come all to the main attraction, the little man made for your satisfaction. Hit me once and feel the action, tear me down to patch your lacking. I'm not real, I pretend to be, nobody knows him, not even me. At 10 years old, trade identity for self-deprecating energy. I ain't making friends, I know how this ends. Dealer gave me 10, so hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You say that I'll break, boy this money's fake. I'd rather give so take and hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Some people think that I just hide behind a mask, but truth be told the mask I wear ain't made of plastic from a cask. See when I bask in my own memory, I tremble at the fact that when I think of my identity, there's missing pieces that I lack. I don't know who I am, I lost them long ago by playing games like I was normal, so my feelings wouldn't show. Cause when I'd go into a flow of who I was, well then I know I was a creature cursed by others, so I never let him go. Ah, shit. I ain't making friends, I know how this ends. Dealer gave me 10, so hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You say that I'll break, boy this money's fake. I'd rather give so take and hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. I ain't making friends, I know how this ends. Dealer gave me 10, so hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You say that I'll break, boy this money's fake. I'd rather give so take and hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me.
Try to focus hard on my schoolwork. Why is it so hard just to do work? All the other kids seem to get it, get each other, but the rules that they all follow never call me as a number. Try to hide another blunder, go to sleep but never slumber. Turn into a clown so when they laugh I can recover. But I wonder if the doctor is correct that I am damaged, or my parents are correct in saying therapy's a bandage. But what is the root of the issue? Nose is running, so why skip the tissue? I wanna go ahead and treat the disease, but the symptoms are more than my heart can appease. Starting up chaos, so attention will follow. Cause if I behave normal, I'm ignored and feel hollow. Who I am inside has no empathy for them. I keep a gun up to my head in case I snap upon a whim. He's broken, watch him joking, never to recover from the words he's spoken. Don't leave him alone, he's cancer, showing all the red flags without any answers. Everyone's concerned for my health, well not for me but for their personal wealth. I scream a lot and chase my brother with a knife. I black out but when I see there's still no light. I really wish I was like everybody else. It's all my fault, I caused these problems for myself. I keep staring at the dirt inside my room, wonder when I'll be the dust of other people's gloom. Troubled child, daily it's not coming mild, constantly reminded I'm a special kind of file. First I tried to denial, but the evidence still piles. Every person that I meet convicts me guilty without trial. I want to be accepted and I care what people think. I hate the part of the story that I barely say. A darkened past, it's the first foray into the depths of the quakes of my mind's dismay. I guess the only thing that I could do was say what happened once upon a loser when we were alone that day. They tell you to never trust a stranger, but the people that you know should not present a danger. An adult touching a child is sure to cause some anger, but the counselor I told said it was I who wavered. Just a decade older, so I must have liked it, even though I said no, my curiosity spiked it. She was pretty, so if anything then I had planned it. A troublesome child in need of reprimanding. Thanks for the therapy and understanding. He's broken, watch him choke.